What's good, y'all? You Dub back here again in 2020. February's moving right along swimmingly, moving quite quickly in a bit, honestly. I apologize if you hear more of a husky, scratchy voice in this video. I don't have a cold, but the last few days have been, I don't know, kind of like since Wednesday or Thursday, like something's messing with my throat, battling that. But we move on in life. Anyways, for I have a series of videos that I'll likely do dealing with different gods in various different series, various different franchises. And if I was to come up with different ones based on the criteria of what you see in various series. Plan on doing Naruto, Toriko, Bleach, Dragon Ball, Star Wars, maybe Star Trek, and different ones, and Marvel, DC, just different series and different universes. Now you'll be saying, "Wonder, don't some of these already have gods?" Yeah, about that. Some of these series have quote unquote gods. Some of them are, aliens. In the case of like Thor and Asgardians, like they're technically just aliens, honestly. If you really boil it down to, then you in like DC and Marvel, you have both abstract beings and whatnot. So when I'm talking about gods, I'm talking about higher existence concepts. Um, they rule over various important aspects of the world, of the universe, that they're supposed to house. What's called the SCP Foundation. They do a great job of that. I got introduced to that because of Chuck, um, formerly Chuck the Cybercuck, and a few other channels here on YouTube where they come up with these extra dimensional beings. The Cthulhu mythos, okay? Cthulhu lore, those do a phenomenal job of dealing with gods. Of course, if you go to ancient pantheons, Greek, Roman, Egyptian, Norse, even though Norse is more medieval period, or early medieval period, I should say, it does make sense. Shintoism, you name it, Hinduism. That's the kind of gods we're talking about here. And in One Piece, it is fascinating. It's fascinating. I came up with eight and gonna introduce them to you, and we could talk more about them if you want me to go into further videos of how I came up with these concepts. But anyways, starting off with Arashi Sakenome, or Stormbringer, the god of storms. Now, this was inspired because Tekken 101 did the first two of these over expired, and it kind of had the gears turning in my mind to do this video, and I'm like, man, I could do this with other series as well. Tekken 101 dropped a video on Dragon's possible devil fruit. Now, I know a lot of people, and he kind of voiced it, Storm, Paramecia, or really a Wind Logia. Okay, I know Sean Holmes and a lot of folks have talked about a Wind Logia for Dragon. I'll say Conqueror's Hockey, but it is what it is. But imagine if there was a god of storms, okay, in One Piece. One Piece is predominantly a water world. But not only is it a water world, they're in the age of sail. If you can think of a Poseidon type character, dude, that's devastating. That's devastating, bro. A god, you anger the god of storms, you anger Arashi himself, and he will bring the smackdown onto you. How do you defeat a god like that in One Piece? He could kill entire crews for the most part, honestly. For most of the big time pirates have devil fruits. Whitebeard, sink and drown. Big Mom, Kaido, Luffy, all sink and drown. Now Roger seemed to not have a devil fruit. Shanks seemed to not have a devil fruit. You know, others can swim, but but even still, massive tidal waves, massive just storms that get you lost at sea, to get to throw off log posts. Maybe you could die of starvation at sea. We've seen the Straw Hats some of the Straw Hats almost happened to them, along with what was it, Pedro and Carrot back at on their way to Whole Cake Island. That's a very real thing. A god of storms in One Piece would destroy everything. I mean, you have the potential of causing a massive hurricane, Cat 3, Cat 4, Cat 5, massive tornadoes along with it, F3, F4, F5s. Arashi may be the most feared of the gods if he were to exist in the One Piece world. It would be, don't piss off Arashi. Because if he pays you a visit, pretty much he's screwing up everything. And next up, we have probably the most powerful of all the gods, Sugoi Nami, Great Wave, or the God of the Sea. Now, this should be self-explanatory, okay? One Piece world is even more so probably than our world, filled with water, and all the land masses seem to pretty much be islands, except for maybe at the poles. Someone who could just send tsunamis. It's over. Ships, done. I don't care how powerful of a pirate crew you have. You're not stepping to this. How do you defeat the god of the sea in the One Piece world? You might need all the Yonko together to come step to this cat. And maybe as a pal, like, alright, you hit him, but he's water itself. Okay, you say, well, Kuzan. Kuzan just freeze him. Can still control the wave. Like, dog, to deal and defeat something like this, again, we could go into more in depth, but just think about how fearful the people of the One Piece world would be of angering, of getting this on the side. And if you're someone like the world government, you would want an entity like this on your side. You would have total world domination. This entity, like anything, would be gifted to this entity. I'm just saying. Coming at number 3, Ume Fletcher. Ume Fletcher. The sea and maker of arrows. Ume coming from the Japanese and Fletcher coming from the English. Okay. And pretty much this would be the pirate god, the equivalent to David Jones as a replacement. Now we know about David Jones' Laka being the, pretty much resting place for all fallen sailors and things of that nature, and the great deep blue, okay, the great blue sea. But imagine a pirate god. Come on, bro. A pirate god. A god that pirates worship is just such a beastly thought. Dude, oh my goodness. And Oda could do so much with that kind of character. I'm just smiling thinking about all the possibilities. Sitting and drinking the embodiment of piracy, embodiment of freedom. This would be such an OP ass character too. This character would be so fun. Could take different forms: young, old, middle age. He's eternal, kind of like the essence of fate itself. Now, the fate of itself of a pirate, the life of a pirate. This character would embody this. This character would show itself in many ways. Guide maybe young pirates like Luffy and whatnot. Taking it more in the Greek mythology route. It would be totally tight. Now, one thing I didn't have on this list is fate itself being embodied. But, maybe, we could have a discussion on that. What form would fate take? Would fate be a god or god of gods? Fate and dreams. But those are more abstract concepts, and I didn't want to make them so much in these kind of videos. Number 4, Akuma Taicho, Devil Captain, the maker of devil fruits. One thing we have yet to understand in One Piece is where the hell the devil fruits even come from. If there was someone to grow the devil fruits, to be the devil of the sea, the myths, the stories you could tell, the rumors, and Oda likes to play up that stuff. But you meet this one, the scary one, you meet this one, and whether it be male or female, doesn't really matter. The maker of the sea, maybe a spouse to Ume, or maybe just, a brother to Ume, okay? This character would be so foundational for the series of One Piece. It would be like Kagura done properly, potentially, in a way. With the whole chakra fruit kind of thing in the Naruto lore, this would be really, really rad. It totally rad, man. Coming in at number 5, Oni Masu Masuko. Masuko. I cannot say that name. Oni Masuko. Giant father of madness. Monsters, excuse me. Madness, jeez. Giant father of monsters, okay? Now, Musco is like meaning son in Japanese, okay? So, son of an Oni, take it for what it's worth. But this massive, like 1,000-foot Oni figure, Kaido on steroids, the giant's giant. And the reason I did this is because I love the concept. And Oda's kind of alluded to some of this stuff with Or Jr., Kaido, these different potential yokai, right? I love this concept because I like Typhon in Greek mythology, the father of all monsters. Absolutely nasty, chimera type. But just imagine it's this massive entity bringing with a mace or Konobo, right? That like Kaido has, dog. This character, like, how do you deal? How do you kill just the embodiment of might? How do you deal with that? How do you come step to that, bro? Oni's on the way. Taicho's on the. Oh no, Moscow's on the way. Only Moscow is on the way. Man, you see how Wano plays it up, like Wano, like just residing in the new world, the steps, doom, 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 and like and I can also put it 1,000 feet because you have things like Zunisha just walking the seafloor. You have Sanwan Wolf. You have Watamatsu. Watamatsu, I think so. Watsume, excuse me, Watsume. It's been a minute. The giant fishman. You have these various creatures in One Piece. It would be totally rad to see that kind of character. Next up, Ryu Tenno, the Dragon Emperor. Now we've had dragons alluded so much in One Piece. We've had recreations of Dr. Vegapunk on Punk Hazard. We have Kaido himself being a dragon. We have the ancient, I was about to say mythical zone, the ancient Zoan model. The dinosaur types are called dragon types. Imagine if there was a grand dragon, or a dragon that could shapeshift, a dragon that could be a Chinese type dragon or Japanese type dragon, a dragon that could become Western, just shapeshift, a sea serpent, like all kinds, like take any form of a dragon that he so desires, and he ruled with an iron fist. He was the true ruler of the One Piece world. Now he's not on the same pedestal. Him and Oni, like then these next four, because there's a couple after this. Like the first four are like the big dogs in the One Piece world as far as the pantheon. But these are like the minor gods. But Ryu Tenno, he's allowed to be the ruler of the One Piece world as long as he doesn't pretty much too much interfere with the ways of humans and fishmen, minks, all the other species as well. As long as he's a fair and just ruler, he's allowed to rule, and the other gods don't come step in. But imagine a war of the gods, and we'll get that to at the end. Next up, 7, Luna Omega, the moon goddess. All right, you know how Kaguya was called, Rabbit Goddess, whatever. But the whole thing with the Ususi clan in Naruto. But imagine we on some, believe it was Artemis, Diana, goddess of the moon in Greek mythology, a moon goddess. You always see a moon goddess in various mythologies. Believe Isis was. I believe, in Egyptian mythology. Don't quote me on that. It's been a little minute. But anyways, a moon goddess. And the reason I bring her up is because of the 6 moons of the One Piece world. She runs that. That would affect tides. Like, she would be super powerful. She wouldn't be as powerful as the Force 4 of the gods, but she would still be powerful in herself. Um, and you can take that all kinds of ways. Again, we can discuss the possibility of that kind of being involved in the One Piece world. You piss her off and she does things. She chucking moons at the earth and shit. Dog, planetary devastation potentially, or she steps down. Her presence, her beauty, her abilities, bro. Moon-based abilities is nasty, son. Nasty. They are very nasty. And finally, the last god I have in this One Piece world, willpower. All right, willpower endows Haki in living beings. This character would be so much fun. The embodiment of will. Like, if you took DC Comics, like the Green Lantern Corps, what if this kind of entity, you in One Piece terms, ultimate Haki control, bro. Conquerors on another level beyond levels of human comprehension. Armaments Haki just too lethal. Observation. You can't. How you step into an entity like this? He'd be a fun, just chill, just ride. Him and probably Ume Fletcher would just be like bros for real. But imagine this kind of being, and imagine getting trained by this kind of being, bro. Dog, so many stories could be written. So imagine at the end of the day a war of these gods. You got a god of storms in Arashi Sakenome. You have a god of the sea with the potential of just flooding the entire planet. And Sugoi Nami. Ume Fletcher, the pirate god. So you know he gonna be rocking some craziness, bro. Like the dog Akuma Taicho, the devil fruit maker. What powers would that character have, bro? Let me know. Dude, Oni Muskoi. Like, Kaido, where you at, fam? Shanks, what's happening? Rocks, I don't see you, John Cena, on this beat. Roger, white being nougat. Let's clash. Oh man, that would be so much. Ryu Tenno, the wise dragon emperor. Oh my goodness, and the devastation that could be caused. Luna Omega Moon Goddess, and what havoc what chaos and craziness she would cause. And willpower, the dude that could is in the middle of all of this. It would be so wacky and fun as well as scary if these kind of characters were in the One Piece world, if they interacted, but if they got involved, God save the whole One Piece world. Like, dude, it would be, if you were a fan of the God of High School, it would be the God of High School on steroids. Like, dude, dude. No Jin Mori to save the planet on this one. But it would be cool to see Luffy, the Yonko, the Admirals, the Gorosei, like all these powerful ass characters, Cypherpole, Agent Zero, having to fight even one of these cats. But then everyone, if the gods came at and the gods wanted revenge for something or vengeance for something, really, dude, I would be totally down for it. Unexpected one to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on this aspect. What would be your consideration of gods in the One Piece world? And let me know if there's any series that you would like me to do. Hunter x Hunter, you name it. We'll hopefully get that for you in the months to come. And until next time, y'all, have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace.